Hi guys, what's up? This is Mortaza from A Coder Journey. In this episode, I am going to talk about the key principles and concepts in RxJS. If you haven't watched the previous videos, please make sure you do, because as I have told you before, what we cover in each episode is kind of based upon the ideas that we have already covered in the previous videos. So if you haven't watched the previous ones, please make sure you do. Also, if you haven't watched my series on NGRX in Angular, please watch that series as well. It is about, state management. This RxJS is about asynchronous data streams mostly. Now, we have talked about reactive systems somehow, right? And reactive programming. And we kind of understand that reactive programming is a paradigm, right? It is a way of developing applications which are elastic, right? They can adapt to changes. They are resilient. They can recover from failures gracefully, right? They are mostly working with asynchronous data streams and change propagation and so on. These are the concepts that we talked about in the previous videos. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the key principles and concepts of RxJS and how they can help us build reactive systems. Let's get going. Observables, right. Observables are one of the most important concepts when it comes to RxJS. They are the central concepts in reactive programming, right? They represent a stream of data, right? Not one single piece of data, but a stream of data that enters your application, right? A stream of data or a stream of events that can be observed over time, right? So these a stream of data, it is very important to think about observables as a stream of data, not a single piece of data. Of course, your stream of data can contain only one piece of data, but you are working with a stream of data or a stream of events, right? And these streams are entering your applications over time. These are the keywords: over time and a stream of data. And an observable can emit values, right? So they can emit the next value, the next value, the next value. And other parts of your application, in Angular, for example, they can subscribe to these values. These are the key terms, right? So you can subscribe to the values that are emitted by observables over time. Observables emit values over time, right? And you can subscribe to these values. And this creates a clear and a structured way to handle asynchronous operations, such as handling user input, managing HTTP requests, or responding to events. Observers are entities that subscribe to observables to receive notifications when the observable emits values. So I told you that observables emit values over time, right? Now, if we want to be notified about these values, if we want to get those values that are emitted by observables over time, we're going to need observers. Observers are entities that subscribe to those observables. They kind of tell the observables that, hey, whenever you have a new value, I want to be notified. I want to receive notification about those new values, right? So they receive notification when the observables emit new values, and they can react to changes in the observable stream by executing predefined logic. So observables emit values, observers subscribe, they get notified, and they can reactive programming. They can react to changes in the observable stream by executing predefined logic. Observers are a crucial part of the observer pattern, forming the backbone of reactive programming. Observables, observers, subscriptions, they together form the backbone of reactive programming. Let's talk about subscriptions. A subscription is kind of a link relationship between an observable and an observer. So an observer which wants to be notified whenever an observable emits a new value needs to subscribe to that observable, right? And that subscribing happens with a link which we call subscription. So subscription represents the execution of the observable, and it can be used to unsubscribe and release resources when they are no longer needed. So using a subscription, you can unsubscribe from an observable. Why? because you do not want to be notified about the new values that the observable is going to emit. You no longer need those values, you are no longer interested, so you can use that subscription to unsubscribe. So understanding subscription is key to managing resources efficiently in reactive programming. Think about these three concepts: observables, observers, and subscriptions. Observables are the entities in reactive programming that emit values over time, right? So you are working with a stream of data or a stream of events. They are emitted over time by the observable, and now you want another part of your application to be notified whenever a new value is emitted by the observable. That new part is the observer, right? So the observer wants to get notified, wants to receive notification whenever the observable emits a new value. And that link between the observer and the observable is made through a subscription. A subscription can link an observer with an observable, and it can also be used to unsubscribe from an observable. Why? Because we no longer want to get notified about the new values that an observable emits. So these three concepts are very important. If they are somehow vague at the moment, don't worry, right? So as we go through the course, as we move towards more practical concepts, these theoretical concepts start to make sense. So you will see the big picture, right? So if I'm telling you, if they are a little bit, vague, don't get demotivated. Just stay around, watch the upcoming videos. I am sure that everything will become clear in the upcoming videos if you keep watching. I'm gonna end this video right now. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, A Coder Journey, please make sure you do. It keeps me motivated. It helps the channel. It helps other people, to watch these videos. And if you've got anything to say, if you've got any suggestions, if you want me to, produce materials and videos about different concepts and different technologies, just leave a comment in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to get into a discussion with you guys. And that's it, right? Stay tuned. In the next video, I'm going to talk about reactive programming and Angular, so that right now we know about reactive programming, we know about reactive programming and the key principles and concepts, right? Observable, observers, and subscriptions. I think it is now the time to talk about reactive programming in the domain of Angular in the next video. Till later. Bye-bye.